The hangout is live. What up? Anyone still in here? I know. I hear the ding, ding, dings. Welcome, welcome, welcome to 159. Mike said quad nuts. Hang on, a quad nut?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Why is it so dark?
I'm not sure.
It's not dark on there, but it's dark on there.
Oh, it's not dark on your end now? So it's just a monitor. The way it is, I don't know. As long as it's not dark on your end, is it? It's probably about the same, I guess. Jeremy, what's up, brother? Reaper in the house. Man, that freaking Metallica on the guitar, bro. You said you messed up.
I'm holding you to that, baby. I'm holding you to that. Hopefully, Nubapalooza 4, and I get to hear him play live in person.
Oh, word up, we sweet.
Sweetie.
You said you messed up, but to me, man, that shit sound bad. Not bad in a bad way, bad as good. Give me that guitar. Let me show you how to make bad tunes. Wow, 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 wow.
That guitar would be saying, God help me. Driving home.
I know it's warm down there.
So I take it this is the day shift week?
Day shift week. Yeah, but he's at home because usually he works at night, right?
I think it's 2 weeks at night, 2 weeks for the day.
Cool beans. Gotta get in that work until you get good. Well, you're already good until you do your road tour, I guess.
Just got to get his son playing a different instrument. That way they have their own band right there in the house.
Yeah, right. Mike, what's up? Night Train in the house. He said, I'm back. Cardoso, Kenny.
I see you. You see me.
So ordered some an ESC from Get FPV, and this is what they sent. They sent a keychain. I have 2 of them on here, but because I already had one. But they send you a Lumineer PDB. I thought that was pretty cool. You need a 5-volt back or whatever, you know, you're going to use it. But I thought that was pretty cool. Little keychain. I guess you clip it on your keys. You need a PDB out in the field. You got a hold of one. Chilling, trying to breathe normal stuff.
Night Train, are you still getting over, what was it, pneumonia?
Helicopter, what's up, brother?
I can't remember.
Richard Coggins, welcome. Ryan, RDFPV, welcome. Guys, sneaking in on me now.
That stuff that you got the shots for.
Yeah, that's right. I remember he was something. That's how he sings good. Gives them shots.
There you go. Jeremy's playing. Mike's singing.
I got the drums.
Oh.
Oil.
Oil-based paint. Yuck.
That is killer. Especially kilts. Nah, Zoro, I haven't seen his new video. I stumbled across all the bigger videos kind of when I catch up on everybody around us. I'm terrible for watching videos. Yeah, because see, I'd like to meet up with Zoro Fly, but he's in Cali.
We've been on the run constantly. This week has been catch up.
Super sick of Bandit Hotel. What? Bandos, man, are getting very, very scarce because I think all the cities are pretty much funded now, and what they're doing is tearing them down, and that's what they're doing. I know what the surprise is, then. You already told me about that. Surprise! Once he come around the corner and hello. That's cool, man. So a Bandit Motel, that'd be sick.
We don't have anything like that around here.
Nothing around here. I look for when we're riding, kind of like abandoned barns, like especially what Jeremy's got in his backyard. Oh, dude, I'd love to rip through that thing. Even though it's a quad killer, you just have to make your way good through it.
Well, I mean, this is
Birdman,
more
what's up,
farmland
Mike?
around here instead of industrial, so it's hard to find things like that. And
Yep.
usually around here, if a business moves out, they literally tear the building down. So we've had some places move out, but no buildings left.
RC Fun, John, what's up?
He's
Zorro.
driving the kiddos to soccer practice. in
Zorro
10
signs
minutes.
your fat sharks. What? I got a bunch of them signed my hat. Ball from Noob, and then we got some rock stars on there. See this MD guy?
Yeah, and Kenny's put out a new
Bye.
video. He was
Cricket.
gone for a few days up to I
Josh.
know I'll slaughter that Hecla Island.
Here's the big YouTuber. See this guy? E-Drone. Who else we got on here? This is Vampire, John. Vampire 4997.
Squish.
I always mess this up. Got Holy Squish right here.
See, he's right there. Vampire 4997. I
There
see
he
my
is.
name on there.
Who else we got on here? I don't know who that was.
Let me see.
Where's Willie P? Willie P's up on here.
Willie P is over there.
Willie P FPV. Check him out, guys. Really cool guy. Got mad skills. Oh, that's probably Joe. That's who it is.
It is.
That's Joe. That guy that doesn't fly. But yeah, thought it'd be nice to get the hat all marked up. Even though it was a pretty hat. Actually, when Bot signed it, none of this other writing was on here, and he put Bot loves Brain FPV, and he's like, I gotta take a picture of that because I'm gonna get some free shit off of that one. These nuts.
Yeah, Joe's
Yep,
a no
chuck it.
video guy.
You see that guy on there? Watch him hanging out that fella. Yeah, Chuck is a wild man when he flies. Chuck goes in trees. He doesn't care about turtle mode. He full throttles back out of them. He just punches his way back out of them. Yeah, Joe is still in a closet guy. We mess with him all the time from his footy and all. Ed. I've done typed earlier, so I'm good. I'll hit it again now. Rip some fish.
John,
Cool
you and I
beans.
can take that slow, leisurely stroll in the park for now.
It gets
And
better.
one of these days, it'll be a real thump rip.
But John already flies acro.
I know. But John is still taking
Do you,
things easy and slow. He's the smart one in the bunch.
Oh, no doubt. And I'll tell you what, guys. I help a lot of people out. Don't get me wrong. When it, just like message me or something like, hey, my drone's doing this. What's it doing, right? So I'll just kind of like, what I've done, something I've been into and then figured it all out, right? Every time RC Funds will fall into a problem, he just messaged me, hey, man, you ever had this problem? His quad's on the ground. I'm like, yep, motors are not turning in the right direction. He never even asked how to do it, where to go to correct it. He just said, all right, bro, thank you. And then messaged me a few minutes later. That's exactly what it was. I appreciate it. So that goes to show you that he is definitely willing to learn. And then his Sanford drone, it's his 3-inch. He took that thing and, 3 times, John, I think, rebuilt it. I offered every time, hey, bro, just send it on in. I'll get it done for you. He's like, nope, I'm learning this stuff. So that's cool. It's good. It shows you his drive. He wants to learn.
That's what it's all about.
And Ed, it just took Ed like 2 weeks to get antennas put on, but he got them. Ed said them little antennas are terrible.
Kenny said it's cool seeing you flying a camera bird again.
Thank you, Kenny. Yeah, I want to start doing more of that, adding it into my shots and stuff like that. And then just flights of like, so you guys, I think I showed the one side of Winter Place. I really haven't showed the other side. So any place that I've really not shown, and honestly, I could just do it all over again because I didn't have the following I had back when I was doing that either. So if you guys want to see like a flight of any of my camera birds, I know you shouldn't have to ask, but where I'm into the Freestyle and Acro right now. It's just more fluid that I'll stay with that. But I will put
Beach
any of
days
one
are
of those
coming,
birds up.
so that means camera birds will be probably back in the air.
John, drop out there. Yeah, and then I'll go to the beach and stuff like that because I feel better going down there with, well, I say that and I put the GPS bird up and then I'm power looping around it and stuff. Because I'll tell you what was weird, I didn't know, he said, still can't believe I broke an arm on it. Oh, damn, so you did break an arm on the buzz. Dang it. So they're not no more tough than the 5, I guess, huh? But I know, I just tried to click it to it, but let me to it. So that's the scariest part. Like I used to take my Inspire, Plummet, welcome. Who else did I not catch on coming in? Let me make sure I covered everybody first before I run my mouth. But I used to take my Inspire like everywhere as I went. I had it up at the track like my first couple of times of going there. Maybe even the first time, I think it was. Man, this Hawk 5 come down, wham! And a good thing that the Inspire raises its props up, because if it would have had the center up instead of the props, it would have smacked it and it probably would have downed it. But it never did nothing to the props or anything. It just threw the Hawk 5 away from it. Real lucky on that. But yeah, if you guys want to see a flight, any flight of any of my camera birds, like just comment on my latest video or something, and I'll put it up there for you. If you see an area that we're in and be like, hey, that'd be good to have some aerial shots of that, I'll go back and do it. Not a problem. I want to give you guys what you want. Jerry, there he is. I knew I saw someone else jump in. I'm like, who did I miss? I thought I missed someone else. Jerry. I will get those props out to you, bro, I promise. I looked in there and Cricket didn't sign one, but Bot's in there. I had one of Cricket's laying around. It's not signed though, but I have to find it because it's a he was running a steel that day. I was thinking he was running Johnny. You know what? I know right where that prop's at. I was thinking he was running the Johnny props. He does run the steel. And one of them, Jerry, come from this guy. Holy squish. He hit something and ripped off the motor wire. He just takes the whole motor and just rips it off and goes here and signs the prop.
Got a little collection coming to you, Jerry.
I know, I already showed him.
Including the motor.
That's what I'm showing this. So yeah, he just rips the motor off. I'm running. I hear you. So you're gonna have a Mr. Steel motor, Ethics motor, onto this prop here. A holy squish. Shows you guys how he gets down. I'm just gonna send the whole thing. I thought that was cool. He just tears it right off. So you can actually put a hole in it, mount this one through the motor holes, right? And then spin it. And I have to sign one too. I don't have one either. So let's see who all we have in here. We have Vampire 4997. We have RDFPD Ryan. Chuck it, FPV. Dano, I'll be droned. And others have sent you props too, they've told me.
Yep, Night Train has sent his directly to you, Jerry.
Okay, so this is another
John,
one for
RC
RD.
Funds Conversions
Ryan.
has sent it directly to you.
You might know this guy, Eric E. Drone. Watch him, he likes to be tied up. Josh Withrow, Jar Jar. Icarus, Rob from the Multi GP, Robert Rommel. What was his Martin.
This is Martin.
This is Martin. His pilot name is Empire. That's what I was trying to think of. Here you go. Bot Grinder. That would be a special one to put in there. All of them are special, but they're like the rock stars. And another one from Josh. And of course, Holy Squish. And then I have to sign one yet, put in there.
Rusty owes someone.
I got my son, Muscle FPV, will put one in there. Mama Bird FPV behind me, put one in there.
Only if
Quite a
Mr.
few
MD
props.
will donate an extra prop to Mama Bird FPV. I mean, mine are a little chipped up, but they're still on the drone.
Nope, tell her you have to give your prop up. I got one from Cricket, but he was in and out that day. He had to run back to his house a couple times, so I kept trying to get him to sign it, but he was just busy that day. So I do have a prop, but like I said, I think I know where it's at. I think it's out there. I'll be right back. I think I know where it's at. If it's a V3 steel prop. I have to see if this is a I don't know, this is the V1 or V2. If not, I have it around here somewhere. But I got a green prop, the steel prop with the green one, somewhere.
He hasn't met Mr. Steele yet, Hella.
No, I ain't met him yet. I could just sign Mr. Steele in it. No. I thought it was cool that they were all real interested in doing it. Cricket was definitely interested in doing it. Things just got so fast that day. We had 10 pilots out there. Oh, for sure I had him in there too. Thank you, Jerry. Hey, I think it's cool that that's also a thing what you want to do, put their props in there and stuff. Hell is a watch. It's full alert. I'm in it. Oh yeah, Mike with that. Yeah, he did run. He said I gotta watch that. He did say he run around him. He said he had to troll him a little bit. Like I said, the experience we had with the police rolling up on us, they're interested. We only had one. Let me think. One run-in where they didn't give a shit about what we were doing.
Did you have a quad with you last night?
Where?
When we went to work. Okay.
Where?
Because I was going to say, it was just a little ironic that we pull up to work and there's cops there and you have a drone with you.
Look, if any of you guys know anyone that will send props in, if you have my address, you can just give that to them, or go to my video. I'd rather you go to my video of where I asked for the props, and Jerry has his address there for the school, so you can mail it right in there. Quite a few have already mailed them in that I know. I don't know if you've gotten any yet, Jerry.
He said he's got night trains. Jerry, have you got RC funds yet?
Yeah, RC Funds mailed one. I forget who else it was that told me they mailed a couple.
You got to get Lee in the center prop. And Tito.
Take one of Zoro's. Doink! Huh?
I said you got to get Lee in the center prop. You got to get Tito in the center
I
prop.
have to
When's the
get-
next fun fly?
It was Saturday and I missed it.
No, that was the race. I said, when's the next fun fly?
Oh, the next fun fly. And Leon probably won't come out to the fun fly. Okay, you've only got night trains. All right, well, you got another bag here. And I'm going to try to get more for you. Like I said, I got to put one in there. So I know three more that'll go in there. And I will hunt down that one of Crickets, if this isn't it. I'm just blind as a bat. Can't see if it's V. If it says V3, it's the ethics prop, then that's what it is, because that's what he was running that day. He said I gave him a prop for my first real quad. You have a thumper one, bro? Up saying 501S. There's John's wall right here, guys. If you don't know, this whole wall.
Watch yourself. Don't open your lips and say something that you're not sure
Is
of.
all done for RC Funds. That's back. That's like having to put my hands backwards is weird.
I told you I'd keep them safe for you, babe.
Dang, bro. I need me one of them. Stilly mustache, and then stick it on yours. Whoop, 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 whoop. So that's why you guys see my sticks getting a little better. Starting to get the stash going. I feel different when I show you it off. It's like I can't fly that great. The infamous Hudson Wall. And Mike Night Train. Birdman shot. He's like, you sure you don't need another Hudson, bro? I'm like, nope. I got that one right there. I never, ever, ever fly it. Put it in. Tried going on y'all's live stream and pointing at drones. This was tough to do before I actually got it down. Like some of them were still like tough on. Oh, there it is. It's like sometimes you point at it and it's just like your fingers like going the other way. You guys see I got the whoop lined up over here. So I got this is Chuck It FPV's Eachine trash can. It was doing something wonky on them, so I went ahead and put an FR Sky into it so I can fly it around and see what it does. He's got this thing pretty much on point, in tune. If you fly 2 packs back to back, the motors will get warm. You guys know when we overdo the whoops, like they're like, I'm not taking this abuse. The motors get warm. So when you roll it, it levels you back over. It's only done it twice to me out of like probably 5 packs. So then I let it cool down and then run it again, and it seems perfectly fine. I had the camera cranked like whatever this thing would go all the way up. And believe it or not, on the whoop, that's pretty serious angle for a whoop. You don't get much battery life.
Vampire says, does a rubber band help with the tube?
Yes, because I think that's cool, but
get him.
So Chuck took a big rubber band and just wrapped it all through the frame, because we know on our whoops, that's the #1 thing, right? Your battery wants to keep falling off. Your battery's not falling off on this bad boy. He wants to get a strap on it, but he hasn't found a strap yet that is the perfect size. But yep, so I'm gonna be doing a comparison of the Eachine trash can, and I'm gonna do a fair comparison and give you guys my honest opinion of the Mobula 7 and the Eachine trash can. But I'm not gonna stop there, because that's Eachine. That's what is Happy Model does the Mobula, I think. We're also going to throw in the mix Beta FPV. This is the Beta FPV 75 Pro. So they have more or less created this to compete with the Mobula and the trash can.
He says, so no strap on small enough.
No strap on small enough. But yes, I want to do honest comparison. So I'm going to put the same props on them. If you notice, this one has 3 fingers. We're going to put 4, just as this right here. Put the same props on it. They all have XT30 connector mods done to them. And I'm going to use the same exact battery. And then we're going to see where things stand at. Because I feel like if you got a Mobula, you say screw the trash can. If you have a trash can, you say screw the Mobula. I think it's just whatever one you pick. That's just, and I'm not being mean to nobody, but that's just how, look at it. So what I look at off of this, just what I've learned already, I'll share. All right, Richard, thank you for stopping in, brother. Appreciate you.
Birdman said, are they jump fans on the Mobi 7?
Yes, Mike. These are Gemfan 40 millimeter with a 1 millimeter shaft. And I'm gonna tell you, just the prop mod, stop blowing props. This thing would just, you could go and blow a prop off of it. No shit. Chris Riley, what's up, brother? Appreciate you stopping by. And now I've slammed this into the ground, and this has the V3 frame and everything onto it now. So, but this has the what's the board in this thing? I forget. B core, not the B core.
Be crazy.
Be crazy.
So, is that Chuck's?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Be Crazy.
This
F4,
has V2.
Pro V2.
Yeah, this is the V core or Be Crazy F4 V2. Now, Pro. Now, this one has a 50-50 chance of when you buy them and you plug them in, they'll burn the 5 volt back, that 5 volt back on them. And hold on, I'll show you. That's what happened to this one. Chuck bought it, and that's exactly what happened to this here. So he has tons of parts. Now that being said, they're $89 now, so they're not the 160 that they were before when they first came out. But if I was to spend right now on one, if say if I didn't have them, well, me seeing what's the thing is, whatever. Indigo, what's up, brother? Just got your first tree, man. That's it. Oh, you are a noob.
And he said he blew 6 batteries with the Spark on Friday and used the whole 30 seconds out of the 60 minutes of drone footage he filmed.
Wow. And that 30 seconds is like 3 minutes of the edits after you get done with them. How you do such a great job on them. Hey, Chris, try the 3 blades on the trash can. So you think the 3 blades on the trash can should fly better, Mike? We have them. Like I said, Chuck hooked me up with these ones. He had a bunch of gem fans because he was like, I got ones for that Mobula. I couldn't find them. I was getting lost on finding them. But going back to what it is, right? So these are running about neck and neck on price now, right? So I do know that the camera in the VTX does beat this one out. This is a 25 milliwatt. This is a 200 milliwatt. It's got a Cadix Turbo EO2 camera in it versus just the little AIO in the Mobula. Now this I have no problem with. I can go out in the dark and fly around and everything, and I'm not in a real lit area neither. So I'm real happy with this camera. But face facts that this one will outdo it, especially good footy with the Axio antenna and all that you can put onto it. But so I will run them and see the true, give you guys my true opinion on it, because there's a lot out there that still haven't bought neither one and are just waiting. Yeah, it looks real familiar, doesn't it, Chuck?
RC Basher Boy says, I wish I had a fancy drone like that. I gave up on flying. Not really a good pilot. I'm more of a ground RC.
What, Basher Boy? Welcome, brother. No, you get it. You're just good at what you do. The crawling and the ground game. So it's just something out of the ordinary for you. Like me, if I want the crawling, I'd be no good at it. Falling off the track and all that. Let me catch up on chat real quick. You have only one broken prop on the Mobula so far, Mike. You're lucky with that one.
Yeah, and it was Adams that he broke.
Yes, these nuts, I can look into that for you. Printing some 3S 650 milliamp hour battery cases. Send me like a picture or something. If you can text me a picture on that or anything, give me an idea roughly.
3%. I just have the OG Beta 75, Beta FPV 75. I'd like to have a nice brushless loop. Isn't the Beta 75 up there?
Yeah, I have the Beta 75X, which is brushless also. Now, I first thought that when I first got this, I was like, dude, this thing will shit all over the trash can, and it truly does. But there's a reason for that. You guys look at that motor difference. You see the motors on there? Gem fan props. I mean, this thing is just built. You're talking $200 versus $100. So I was even wrong to even compare it like that. But now that I got this one, the Beta 75 Pro is brushless. You see, if you look at those motors and those motors, they kind of look a lot alike. And what I mean by look at around the motor, around the prop pretty much hides the motor. And as you see on this guy, it doesn't. They stick out. So this is really, really nice. Now flying this versus Chuck's trash can, I'm gonna have to give the trash can to the tune, because he went in and put the like holy grail tune on this thing that, you know, through the groups and all that, the forums, and this thing flies really good. I would probably say this is closer to flying like a 5-inch than any one of mine here. Leon, what's up, brother? congrats, man, to your win. Guys, he went up to the track Saturday and had a race, and our local guy Tito was really good. Leon actually whooped Tito, and good job, man. Really good job. Not saying that in a bad way. Tito, I think Tito's probably happy too because he probably wanted the competition. We're no comp for him. He just he's gone. We're like, wham, hitting the gates. Leon can hang with him, and that's cool. Well, I guess we can say Leon, and not saying not like bad about Tito, like I'm saying. It's cool that someone there can challenge him and make him run harder, I guess.
Need to clarify, Ed, did you lose the
What?
drone or did you lose the props in the grass, babe?
His
What
props,
have you lost?
his props probably. So yes, the original Mobula. Well, I say the original, but the original props on the Mobula, they're kind of like this, and they blow right off. I mean, as soon as you hit something hard, I have been out in the yard myself, Ed, looking for these props, and when I put it in the V3 frame, I sat around without props on my motors because I couldn't find no props. I looked and looked and looked. We went to the prop shop in Philly. I was hoping he had them. He had everything else on the shelf, but Chuck come through and he had some props. So
All right, guys.
I've hit really hard and not knocked these off yet. So
There's
knock on
a
wood.
perfect question for y'all. And I agree, Chris. I really do. I can't see spending that kind of money on a whoop. Maybe I'm missing something. I'm thinking that Chris is thinking the way that I was, just like a little indoor flyer, not much fun. But
Okay.
Chris, I have watched MD take this whoop outside, split S, power loop, just like you would a 5-inch, except it's this big.
And look, I don't spend the money on them either, Chris. I really don't. I trade things for them. The Mobula we did buy at $100. What this cost us. This one I actually traded other birds for. This one here, I lucked out on this. Ryan had 2 of them, and this one would not respond to his transmitter. He would just bind to it. It would just take off to the heavens on him. So he told me to bind it to my transmitter and see if it worked. And soon I told him, I was like, yeah, it works fine. And he's like, oh, you can just have it. So I lucked out on this one. He gave it to me. And others we just traded. Like I got some more up there to the brushed ones. And but yeah, I don't see spending that money. And that's why when I got the Mobula, the trash can was just surfacing, but there was still a weight on this one, and it was about $140, I think it was, 160 or something. It was a lot more than what this one was. So I went with the cheaper one, and I really can't bash this guy and complain because you guys see my videos that I've run it as hard as the 5-inch, like Crystal was telling you, and I'll power loop it right in the ground. Smack! I mean, you can almost guarantee something like this that it's only going to hit so many times like this before it's going to break. I mean, that's plastic. If you don't think so, take this thing outside and run it into yourself at full speed and see. This thing hurts. I have done it before. Yeah, smacks right in the neck. Like, God dang it. But so it's just the velocity of them. These 2S whoops are really, really, really fast. If you've never messed with them or flown one, even flying the 5-inch the way I do, I still have my hands full with these guys. So the smaller ones are definitely pocket size, I guess.
Remember, Chris,
Dynamite comes in small packages.
Comes in small packages, babe.
Exactly right. Because versus spending $200 on this, I would build a 5-inch quad all day long. I'm totally with you on that. This guy, I kind of was like, Crystal actually bought this and surprised me with it. We were talking about it, and then she was like, because we do in the wintertime where I fly at the multi-GP, they'll run whoop races and all that. So that's pretty much why I got some whoops lined up for this winter. They go into like garages and all that. They all own like businesses. And they go in there and set whoop tracks up. So that's cool. So that's what I pretty much got this for. 3 or 4 blade Vampire, that I've honestly, Mike Birdman says he sees a difference with the 3. I haven't really given it much attention because I have been flying this one a lot, and I really haven't given it much attention. But I'm going to now to see the difference because I want to see the flight time or whatever. But these props, these are the GemFan props. If you can find these for your whoops, these so far have been bulletproof. I've bent one up maybe, just up a little bit. Hang on. I don't want to lie because I couldn't find them until Chuck actually said, "I got some, bro. You gotta have a pair of those," and that really helped me out at that point.
You said they were on Amazon.
Chuck said they were on Amazon. Yeah. Okay, here you go. If you look at the bag, there's some names on the bag.
Hang on, I'll find them for you here.
But I'm definitely ordering some of them because they're definitely nice props. As soon as I hit this thing in the ground and it didn't blow the props off, I'm like, yes. Because I don't know, I've smashed this thing. Now, this is the Beta 75 Pro, like I said. Okay, the difference in these, let's talk about the Beta FPVs for a minute. This one here is the 75X. This one has 3 boards inside of it. It has an ESC, a flight controller, and your VTX. And, well, let's count 4 because it has a receiver, XM Plus receiver, which I do like the fact of it having that XM Plus receiver because given the fact however far your video can reach, this thing will not fall out as far as radio signal. Now this one, like I said, they competed. This one's roughly $200. This one's $100. Now this one, they just put one board in it. So they put one board that has your ESC, your flight controller, and your receiver. The VTX, I like what they did onto it. This one pins in. I don't know if you guys can see it through there. Kind of see a little bit through there, yeah. You see that board through there right there? So this pins down in there. So I can see it up under there. So if you hit real hard like this, it will pop your VTX out. And you'll think you burnt your VTX up, but you didn't. So this one, they actually soldered, hardwired it in. I like that. But I'll tell you one thing I don't like with this one so far. They put their own receiver into it, and you guys know their protocol that they use for FrSky. I've saw bugs in it already. Sometimes it'll start prop, sometimes it won't. Different, like, I don't know, one time I flipped over the bush here, it fell right out. So some outside, and it doesn't like this corner of the house, it falls out every time on me. So I want to
stay away from the bush.
I want to be able to try to maybe put an XM Plus on this guy if there's anywhere to solder it onto. I haven't looked at it all yet, just right out the box rather. But that's the only downfall in this one I don't like so far. So as far as saying this would compete, so in other words, I guess I can say that from what I've experienced so far, I've had more fun with the Mobula than this, just because of the reason. And the Mobula's got a built-in receiver also, and it doesn't do the same thing. So, but you know, in beta, what comes to boards, it used to be the Be Crazy was kind of like the really good board. Then you have, what's that one you fly, John? Vampire.
Hey guys, on that Amazon link, they have the 3-blade as well as the 4-blade.
or something.
It's but you just have to watch the shaft size. It gives you 4 choices in that Amazon
Right.
link, so you can get the tri-blade or the 4-blade.
If you're buying for the Mobula, you want 40 millimeter. Yeah, you bro. What's your little whoop that you fly? Because I have seen them boards in there to be probably close to being the nicest whoop boards. Okay, cool, Chris, and I'm glad you shared that because I figured out what I want to retract my statement on their warranty because I have figured out how it works now. They said before they would have to send you the parts from China. So now you said that they give you a code, so you go right into just the store and buy it now. I think that's really good because I've heard that the turnaround, I was telling a couple people about your experience, and they said the turnaround is freaking on point now. So that's good. That's a good thing that you're getting your frame and it only took you like 8 days.
He said he's got a Beta 75X.
Yes.
He also has an Acro B, but he doesn't need anything for that.
Your Acro B, that's the one you showed me, your little whoop. A lot of people, a couple people, well, not say a lot of people, a couple people I know fly that Huckleberry FPV. What's up, brother? A lot of the people that's been running that's been real happy with that. They say it responds real well, does the stick inputs, because that's your number one problem with Whoops if you guys don't understand it. Like, it will do most of what you put into it on stick inputs, but you will have that rollout or something like that, or you flip and get it back over and it'll wobble. But most of that, I found to be, don't pull your throttle all the way down, just like we do with our 5 inches when we do a maneuver, kind of keep your throttle up a little bit, and it kind of does respond a little better. And don't fall back into your dead air and then try to pull back out. I've learned to try to fly around that. Yes, for a brushed route, right.
Chuck is tell him about the frame workers from those two things.
Yes. So when you put these in or on, right, you're going to notice that rubs. And I'm going to show you Chuck's frame to give you an idea if you guys can see. You kind of see, if you look at his frame on the inside, you see that right here? It will rub, okay? But let them rub. They just, after probably a couple flights,
It's just grinding down to fit.
It's going to wear it out, because this is 40 millimeter and the prop is 40 millimeter. Well,
only on that frame though.
The inside of this. No, Chuck, it did it on mine too. You just can't see it because it's white. Right here, this one did it. This one, like, and it still rubs just a slight bit. But I've only run like, I think 2 packs through it in the house, really not much. I took it outside like for about 30 seconds, but it just rubs and it'll go right away.
Huckleberry says, yeah, no BS. The toothpick transfer for the 57 is the bee's knees.
So, yeah, bro, because you said you did that. So you got me on that the other night. Just let you know, you can tell Serge that you sold a frame for him. So I was looking it up, right? I'm like, man, I got off the line and you just stuck in my head. You're like,
that's all he would talk about. It's all your fault. It is all your fault.
Because I got the tooth fairy.
Here we go again.
Right? Then I got the 5-inch floss.
Here we go.
Now I have the toothpick coming. I don't have the floss toothpick. I wish I did, but Pyro Drone sells a toothpick frame. It's the Pika, P-I-C-A. I could be saying it wrong. Yeah.
Pikachu.
Thank you, bro.
Pikachu.
So I was looking that night, and then because of Huckleberry, all his fault. So I was like, okay, I got the Mobula. I would love to transfer it to a toothpick. Don't get me wrong. No problem at all doing that. Or maybe even this guy, if I can figure out the receiver on it. But anyway, not these motors, but these motors. So I'm going to put these motors on it with the Mobula or the Beta 75 board, whichever one. And man, they're a beast. No, bro, I want to get one of those though. That's definitely in the future, the Bandolero. It's got a secret compartment. And I saw John bash that thing, so I know it's tough. Yeah, look, Pyro Flip, man. You guys don't know Pyro Drone. I call it Pyro Flip, whatever.
It's both.
Get your parts. Dude, that place is really, really reasonable on parts. That's like my RDQ, Pyro Drone, Get FPV. That's all basically I use now on parts. Now, if they don't have what I'm looking for, I'll go further and find what I'm looking for. Also, guys, something else I want to touch on. So,
Adam's the one that got me hooked by it.
Yes, Summit's the one that got me turned on to Pyro. Appreciate you for that, brother. So check out Rotor Riot's new little warranty thing they're doing. You buy it from them, you burn it up on their bench, they will replace it for you. You can't beat that. I'm sorry. I don't know a whole lot about it. I will buy something from them. Not say purposely burn it, But if anyone has, and I'm sure people's done it so far, as soon as they come out with it, I'm sure someone's like, yeah, well, I bought this and it burned up. I'd love to know the story. Is it, and you get your parts, or is it, nine? Do you got to go through a bunch of head banging? Chris already showed us when it comes to Armaton, they're on point with their stuff now. So that's good to see the warranties working, because I'm one that I'm a cheap ass, but that's because I can pretty much get around my stuff, because not saying boasting my skills enough, but I work on a lot of stuff, so I can jerry rig a lot of stuff and get it back up and running on different parts and whatnot. But the ones that can't do that, that warranty is good to have. I do believe, in my eyes, it would be.
Ed has a question. Hold on, we're gonna back up. So do you think raising the idle speed of the motors would help out? Would help with not dropping the throttle all the way?
Yes, Ed, you're exactly on point. That's exactly what it would take to not have the, the throttle issue I was telling you about on this, because I noticed on Chuck's, his is up there and mine is like normal. I think 4.5. I think Chuck's was running 5.5. So yes, it does make a difference on that, I would have to say. Now, also, you guys know with the whoops, have you ever experienced this? So you're flying along and then you get kind of like a swift little bit of air, and it just kind of wants to gradually take its way up when you're holding at a throttle. Me and Chuck was talking about that a little bit ago. No, Mike, the death flip will only happen if your motor stops. When you pull the throttle back, if you don't have a idle set, where you arm your motors and you turn the switch on and the motors instantly start spinning as they're sitting on the ground. I think it's like a 6% average, what they call it. But yeah, if you don't have that on any quad, you will do a death roll, because what happens, I can't say all will do it, but most will. The rear motors kick in before the front motors, and it just throws the quad over like this. I had a Wacara Runner 250 that did that. Kenny says our new drum rolls came in effect first. Mars, welcome. So Kenny, do you have do they have the test set up for you yet?
Yes, Kenny's already licensed. Bill is already licensed.
That's right, they did the thing. Okay.
Theirs is done. So here's the question: have you noticed any difference?
What do you mean, as far as like the way he's being treated?
Yes. I mean, he went flying at a different location this past weekend. Did you notice any difference?
Yeah, these nuts, they're right there by you, bro. So I know you guys before would say, man, don't buy Rotor Riot. I would tell you that because, well, let's say the prices were not that reasonable before. Now their prices have come a whole lot down. I've seen that they're dealing with a lot more people.
Rotor Riot is supplied now. They can do more things that Chad wanted to do.
Right, Mike, exactly.
Chuck had said Rotor Riot has replaced some stuff for him with minimal questioning before. So yes, apparently their warranty is going to be no question.
Cool. So that right there will lead me into going to buying something from them, to be honest with you. Just because if I need it and I go to the store and they got it, I'll get it from them for that, because I think that's awesome. Like, knock on wood, I don't have a pile of parts that I have burned up because I'm my worst critic. I'll sit here and build something. I go over it 9 times, 10 times, whatever, and look at it, just make sure all the things are good, and but you always get that one part that will give you that problem. And I think that's cool that if you burn it up, there definitely would do it.
Now, here's a question for you.
Yeah,
Jerry said, anything I can convert the Snapper 7 to?
Jerry,
they're taking the Moby apart and putting it on the toothpick.
Yes, you could do the same thing with the Snapper. To be honest with you, I'd say the Snapper. Well, wait, the Snapper's what, 1S? Well, that's honestly, Huckleberry, what do you run on your toothpick? Are you running 1S or 2S? I saw Kebab when he did it. He run 1S on it, man. He was real happy with it. He said you could fly for a long time. I wouldn't see why you couldn't do it, Jerry, why you couldn't put that Snapper in something. And to be honest with you, if I had the Snapper, I would get like a plastic V3 frame or something and try to mount everything in. Because I'm not sure if that metal frame is a big downfall of that. RC Funds has one also, the Snapper.
Oh.
2S only. Okay, what times are you getting? Are you getting better time out of it, or?
Kenny said, nope, nobody bothered him. He was hoping they would. That way he could go, I got mine. You got yours?
Hey, let me see your ID. Well, that's good that your laws changed. They went in effect, and you went out and flown. You haven't had no confrontation, so that's really good. All right, Chris, I appreciate you stopping. Oh, Chris, actually, while I got you on here, bro, I'll pay shipping too. Let me know. The charger for this camera, I thought I did have one, but I don't. So I'll get with you and shoot you some money in PayPal for shipping. And I'll get over to your channel and catch up on your videos, bro. Appreciate you stopping in. Yeah, no drone shows. I had the occasional
it's all
ones
Chuck's
here
fault
lately.
last week that you didn't see much of him because Chuck just kind of like, he's mine.
Yeah, we had a blast last week. Last week was just like, well, no, was it last week?
Yes, it was last week.
Was it only last week?
Yes.
Jeez, it seems like it's
because
already been a week.
This is already, it's like recovery time.
Okay, the reason the toothpick rocks is gotcha. See, that's the thing with the props with this. One guy was trying those push-on props that they use, and then he ended up using the what do you say? They were the Avons. Like I have on this guy right here. They call him the Batman props. Dude, he was putting that on his toothpick, and he showed you the different props that he used. You could see the world of difference. You could just see the control. Excuse me. As he went through those props, you could see the better control that he had. And I was like, all right, so this guy's got a 16x16 flight controller. I thought it had a bad ESC, but one of the motor wires looked like they needed to be put back on. So I plugged a 4S battery into it the other day. It's for sure now done. It just melted the ground right off of it. So anyway, the stack and all is just 16x16. You pick them up for like 30, 35 bucks. But the motors on this little guy is still good. So that's what I thought. So I'm going to use this and build the toothpick. So the toothpick is definitely coming, guys. I think it's going to be cool to get rip one of those.
What did you learn?
What did I learn?
What did you learn?
Don't get a tiny shark. Tiny shark.
No. What did you learn?
I learned that go by and check your drones out. If you get them and don't build them, if you swap them to someone, check out the power port. I knew this guy took 2S. I was just messing around one day with all my little micros, and I had the little 4S battery. I just like plugged it in right, and I was going to go ahead and start the motor in beta flight. I see smoke coming out. I'm like, uh-oh. Then I was like, oh, that's right. You're only a 2S one. Another thing I learned was the motors. Make sure when you get your motors, they're either 2, 3, or 4S, because you really don't have none of these guys are really 5 or 6S on these little ones. Mainly 3S on these little guys is all they can handle. And a couple of quads that I have, like that one here, I was running 4S on it, had a lot of oscillations and all, which is explainable.
Because it's a 2 to 3S.
This one here is the DMR Shuriken 2.5 inch. Now that one was built and was told to put 4S on, and it doesn't handle 4S. It smoked a motor onto it. So I gotta get a motor for it. Alvin, what's up? Earl RC.
So guys, lesson learned. Double check your stuff. Go over everything.
Okay, you want to run a
Because it can happen
small
to anybody.
carbon frame, Jerry? Probably the toothpick would be your best bet. Go check out. Can you drop that link for that frame for Jerry? The toothpick paper.
Oh yeah.
Crystal will drop that link for you, Jerry. Really cheap. I think it was like $15, to be honest with you. And from what I hear on the way they fly, it's well worth it. Okay, Huckleberry says, yeah, I can't. Sweet, Huckleberry. So you've seen a difference in the props also. Because you remember Rugley said use those, I say that, but Kebab FPV said use the, what were they, I have some around here too, because I run them, but actually some right here.
It's not by Pika, it's by Apex.
Okay, by Apex. So I said the wrong name. I must have been looking at something else. So they say run these props on it, which let's see if they pop on there. And one dude said that he saw the difference and just started putting different props on. Yeah, you see that little guy fit right on there. So that'll work. But I'll probably run some triples or something like that on it also.
Chuck said it's all about the King Kong 5-blade.
That's what I heard, Chuck, but now they're changing the tune on that. I think, well, let me rephrase that. I think if you run the Whoop motors, run those King Kong blades. But if you're gonna run, let me grab my, there they are. Let me see what these motors are. If you're gonna run the, I think they're 1103s, yeah, 1103 motor, then they're putting the different props onto it. I think because it's more power or whatever. I don't know though, because these are 10,000 kV. Whoop motors are what, like 16? Yeah, 16,000 0802s. And if it I don't see why them motors won't work, but oh, wait a minute. So the Mobula does have a Crazy Bee F3 Pro into it. So that's going to be another thing versus the trash can versus the Mobula F4, F3. I don't really get into that argument because I have F3s on a lot of these too, and I fly the crap out of them. Only thing, well, no, because that's the turtle mode goes to D-shot. OSD basically is the only thing it lacks on most of them. Less Jello, I hear you, Mars. Cool beans.
Kenny left his tripod in the hotel this weekend.
Oh, no way. Did you go back and get it?
No, he wasn't going to drive 2.5 hours back to get it.
What? So I guess you compare going back, gas, and all that, and it didn't equal out, huh?
Did you see what Birdman said?
Yeah, and the RC had issues with the issue.
That it's a death trap on 6S, but flying off the wood.
Are the Little Wizard?
The Wizard 140. It does say it's up to a 6S, but that's like max.
I missed that one. I haven't seen that. Is that the new Wizard you're talking about, the HV?
It's this.
The one like E-Drone has? I never saw the Little Wizard yet. I'm sleeping on that one.
$139.
Get out of here. That's the same exact as
That's the same exact one as yours.
I know, same exact one as Eric's. Eric E-Drone has the 5-inch of that. Same motors and everything, it looks like. So a 3-inch Wizard, basically. Huh.
You can get a lot of parts for $130.
Yeah, I wouldn't, because here's where they're doing. They're probably putting the same stack out of the HV Wizard in there, and what happens is the pins on that. When you throttle up real hard, it just rattles and does the death roll. I never even knew that. That's cool. 3-inch Wizard. What?
He's going to help his neighbors.
Cool beans, brother. Enjoy your dinner. Oh, I know it pissed you off, bro. Like, I left when I went to New York that time. I left my laptop charger up there, and obviously a light bulb somewhere is up there. I have no idea where it went.
Or 2.
1, because I lost 1 before we left here. I remember.
Chris, this house does not eat lipos.
Well, show me where it's at then.
I don't have your battery. If I had your battery, if you think about it, after you went to New York and came home is when I got mine. So if I had your battery, don't you think I'd have 2 extra batteries stashed somewhere to fly?
So the one frame we got was the Pika, though, right? Or did they sell that and changed it already? Just the wrong name, I thought. I must have read a Pika somewhere. John said ordered them props. So
Chuck, hush.
I think she does too, Chuck.
do you think I'm trying to do? Deplete his battery storage? I mean, because they have to be replaced.
Look, y'all go for these nuts. I don't hate, bro. Go over there and learn something, man. JB's a cool cat. He's been in my live stream before, not on panel. I deal with them.
See, Adam's lost lipos before.
Dude, I'm telling you, ain't that something? How they just and disappear? It's like
I'm glad to hear that he's not the only one.
they have my name in the group forever. Dude, where's my lipo? No more open TX screen. Would you mod it? Change it?
Yeah, Kenny, you had mentioned getting the gimbal. I was wondering if you had actually got it yet.
Oh, yeah, you did say that. Cool beans. I bet that'll make your filming way much smoother. Did you have a gimbal before? Or did you just use like the stabilization, the video stabilization? Change my screen to a
Yeah, I remember you said that.
So that's what Ryan's talking about. So he did a video on that. Okay. Ryan was saying something to me about that. I'm terrible. Like I catch up on videos, but I know when Eric turns his transmitter on, it says "Welcome back, Eric," and he said that it was a little bit difficult to do, but cool beans. See, I'll just get when I meet up with Eric, I just not copy his screen obviously because it'll say his, but you can just if you have someone that has the transmitter, for instance, like
Mars changed his after watching Eric's video. It now says Mars FPV drones. Whoop whoop.
That's cool. So this is my transmitter and this is Russell, and mine talks and Russell's don't. So all I do is take the transmitter, take the card out of the bottom.
I like Rusty's better.
Put it in mine, and copy the card, and then stick it back. Stick it in his, and then it'll talk that easy. So I want to put mine on too. Say, don't break shit this time, MD. But yeah, so you can't say I'm racist. Black and a white one.
Rusty's is better though. It's quiet.
Yeah, Russell's. And then so mine, you have to hold the power button to power it on, and hold the power button to turn it off. His you could just touch, and it just comes on, and then you hold it to power it down. So Russell lucked out. Josh hooked Russell up with this. So he's got to go up there and like cut Josh's grass this year, rake his yard.
Massage his feet.
Massage his feet. Oh, mine swears at me too. Let me tell you what I have on a Switch. She goes, "You're fucked," right? When I accidentally hit that on my first pack before I take off, or on my last pack, I do worry. I'm like, I talked to her too, like, you turn around, mess shit up, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get you.
She isn't doing anything. You're in control. You cannot blame that on that.
Touch too. So you just touch yours and it comes on. You can set it up different ways in the power and stuff like that, I think, to do that. But I think it's cool just to touch it and you have to come once. I have to go and mess with my settings.
Oh, Chuck, that'll be hopefully to AA on Thursday.
Yeah, we mailed that out, Chuck. The gimbal guards and your session, the top part of your session in there. Yeah, and the boot mode, the trim buttons, pull them in, hold them in while you power it up.
I gotta mail that other thing.
We're gonna be mailing Alvin soon because I'm gonna switch out to green this week. Alvin,
You gotta fix that one.
I know I gotta get that one going, but the TPU is the green's going on for Alvin. That's the first I'm printing, and then I got some mounts over there ready for you. You got a set. If Alvin, are you still in here? Oh yeah, he is. So you said you had a session right now. So I think you said you got a session for. Well, this first session, I think that's what it is before. I'm trying to keep up for when I do I get you on the printer. That way I can get you everything you need. Get
Bob
you a
is
session
finally
mount.
home from work.
Biker, welcome, brother. You didn't work too hard, I hope.
I hope it's not too hot out there.
Then knowing him, he's on a freaking roof like this. All right, Plum, I can do that for you. What any specific color you want? Right now I have orange on. That orange is like this color. I have
You got orange, red.
I have red, black, blue, green, pink. After Alvin, I'm going to put pink on, and that'll be, I'll run
Is it color doesn't matter?
Louis. Okay, color doesn't matter. Sweet. I like it when you make things easy like that. Hey, I'll print you one and send it, bro. You don't owe me nothing for that. You've helped me out many a time in the past.
He said no pink. Hey, you said color doesn't matter.
No pink, so you're telling me you don't run steel prop then? I'm just saying.
Bob said he had to use his climbing gear.
I figured he was climbing something. Jim, RC, what's up, brother? Send us to RC and FPG.
How about pink with sparkles, Adam?
I'll put any color on my on the ground list on my bird. I won't do pink for you, bro. I'll do you. What color's your chameleon?
Purple.
Well, I know black, but like the frame and the TI, but the ears and all. But do you have like a color scheme? What motors you got on it? What color are your motors? I'll make you a color that'll blend in for you.
Bob said he's got his pink Nikes on.
Pink Nikes. There you go.
I bet he ain't got pants on though.
I'll tell you what. Vampire and them guys run a lot of pink on their drones, and when that drone goes down, even in the tallest grass, you can look right across and go, "There's your drone, bro." Because you're not normally when it turns upside down. I'll tell you what. I thought all black on a drone was good. No, not when you drop in a big tall weeds. There's only one thing you like: pink. I'm gonna be nice, Kenny, because you walked into so many things in that one. It's salmon, I swear. All kinds these days, lots of colors. Sweet.
Oh shit!
I wish I had.
Are you really colorblind, Adam? My boss is colorblind. That sucks.
My color. So you can see orange good then. Exactly what I'm gonna print it in for you then. So I'll go ahead and run a chameleon mount before I take the orange off. And I gotta figure out which ones I want to run on mine too, because I gotta redo mine. This one's okay, like the mount sets in there really good, but even when Ryan had this thing, he said we agreed that looks like a dog chewed on it. It's just a saying, just the way people print it. But it's got this on here. That I'm not too worried about. I mean, it protects it, I guess, but I like the ESC covers on it, so I'll go back with the same ESC covers. And then the whiskey props, Chuck. Let me tell you what, these things make a world of difference. I see a difference in my battery life. But this is the Cruiser right here. She got the limousine. You put the, so you know the China Hobby Line packs are, you know, they're big and wide. Man, you put that China Hobby Line, that thing ends here. You still have all this freaking frame right here. My butthole is pink, Kenny.
I told Kenny if it was Wednesday, he'd be in all kinds of trouble.
Do I know anything about TBS Agent X? Huh? No. The only TBS agent I know is Mike Chin. Anyone else in here know anything about TBS Agent X? I saw they Squish just showed us a picture. He's got 1,000 milliwatt VTX. You know all about TBS Agent? Do tell, Chuck.
Crossfire firmware upgrade TPS Agent X long range.
Okay, so that's why I'm lost. I will get the Crossfire one of these days and
I don't know if it's anything like the Power Cube. We ain't going through
and
that
pop
shit
it on
yet.
this guy, so I can go 2 miles out and be doing this,
Ooh.
flying all around. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. A little bit about what you're talking about. I'm gonna try that. Falco X. Y'all saying all kinds of stuff I ain't recognizing. Falco X. For some reason that's familiar. Falco X. Oh yeah.
Look shit up and then move on.
Actually, Jeremy, I am really considering getting a cricket board, a Flight One cricket board. I like the purple for some reason. Don't ask me. And I saw the way his quad flown. Not saying mine will fly the same because I understand that's the sticks
Maybe
and all that.
somebody else is coming out of a closet.
Yes, that's why I know the Falco X. It's why I said it just come to me. A little cricket board. I don't know. I just like look at so much different things nowadays. I forget half the stuff to look at.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, what?
Adam got in on that Mamba F7 testing.
I wish I could have got in on it, but they didn't.
I tried.
We tried. They didn't get in on us. And you know that's kind of perturbs me a little bit because I pushed the shit out of the diatone Mambas. Are you paying what, $30 for it, Plum? I tried to get in on that, dude, and I tell you what, I'll put Mambas in every one of mine. Oh, schizo. No, I'm kidding. Dude, I'm telling you that Cricket was just pushing Flight One on us that day. He's like, bro, I'm telling you, y'all ain't flying nothing if you ain't flying Flight One. Yep, $30, cool. I would have loved to pay $30 for one of those. But I just saw the difference, man, the way he was flying. Like, I was in his goggles and all, and you can see how smooth that thing is. Okay, that's just like Kiss. I talk shit to Chuck for I don't know how long about Kiss. I'm like, is Kiss really what they say it is? Da 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 da, you know? And then I end up with a Kiss rig. Holy shit. It is everything. And that's the V1 that I'm running. So Chuck's running like the newest part of it. I'm running the old stuff, and it's really nice. Where you got the Cricket, put it in, bro. You do quad box then, don't you? Everybody's got quad boxes already got it. I like how he solders to the board. They took off all the little connectors, little JST connectors, because that was one thing I really didn't like. And you guys know that POS was here. He did Flight One, so I do know Flight One is very, very capable. And now they've just gone so, you know, I mean, so much better from what I hear. Is it all most junk that you get? So you got that racing frame too. That's sweet. That racing frame's real nice. Joe got it. Actually, Vampire got one and give it to Leon. They're real nice frames from what I seen. Looks real light. That's oh yeah, he did that flight right. Bob said.
Bob said he's making burgers and taters.
Burgers and taters. Nice.
And he's saving me some, so I gotta run because Michigan's quite a distance to go, but I'm on my way.
Are you sure, Bob? You don't fly bottom outs? I give you something for it if you want it, no problem. Drone workshop. Taking a big old dump on next time. Right now. Time FPV, what's up? So yeah, I should actually do orange on this, to be honest with you, to match the orange props. Although my 2200 milliamp hour battery, I'm gonna have to get, I think, a little bit more for it because props eat it up. Cool, I appreciate it, man. I'll pay shipping. Let me know. I'll shoot you some money through PayPal. No mercy from me. Oh man, that's sad. So he is going through a lot of stuff with his dad and problems with the girl. I say girl, wife. I don't know.
Yep.
Tell him, Jeremy. Sing him a song, bro. I had an actual. What was that? What was that we traded, Jeremy? It was a Revolt, wasn't it? But see, back then when I tried to look into the configurator, the configurator wasn't. Something was not right with it. It was like a subscription or something. Teleface. He gets her all the time on that. Teleface. He said, Adam's trying to keep up, just get way more frames than he has. I appreciate you, brother. Like I said, you need any more mounts for anything or anything? Any kind of TPU work or anything? I say worker. That's great. No, we traded the Flip 32. I actually still have it. Yes. And you know why? You know why I remember which board is in this that we traded? Bam! Got that Reaper up on it. This thing flies nice, the Froggy. I just like the frame and all, and I really don't want to bash it and beat it all to hell and back, so I really don't fly it much. But Dugo hates me because of it. He's like, fly the frog, bro. I just love it, dude. Like, that's just something I don't want to go out and just bash all the hell and back. And there's really not a whole lot in it. Just some like, I guess what everyone call, kind of like, I do like the, I guess like Josh says, I do the collecting thing. So it's got the FC from Reaper up in there. That's why I got a sticker on top. Baduga hooked me up with the frame. And she flies. You pop a battery in her and go rip balls right now. If you put the camera up way high, you ain't gonna get much flight time out of it though. I took it to the track one day, ran it through the gates. You can either go top mount on this thing if you want, or bottom mount. I really don't see the difference on top or bottom mounts. Like I get honestly, the bottom mount, well, besides this, because if you land over like this, you're screwed. But on something like this, just print like a shark fin or something. When you hit every time, you're going to bottom up. So that's a good thing in the tall grass. We all know that. Turtle mode sucks unless you're in a tree. You flew way out line of sight. I keep that LOS.
Reaper said that's a nice bird. It needs black and red though. It has it. It's on the top.
But there's some red, black, red. We point out all the red standoffs.
Not enough. Tell him, Reaper. Not enough. Not enough.
That's just telling. Black and red.
There's the black and red.
There's
the black and red.
Yeah, I got enough black and red ones here though. Black and red. Black and red. Actually, Plum, this mount here should work fine. Because your chameleon bolts on like that, right? I think. Yeah. Okay.
He said it needs to look.
And this
like
is nice. This thing ain't going nowhere. Needs to look like it's bleeding. It has before. I hit the ground and ripped the ESC off.
In other words, it needs more red than black.
Red and black. Actually, while I got you guys here, I know somebody in the lobby that uses these boards. Night Train. question for you, bro. This has the beta flight board in it, the F4. I got an XM Plus wire to it. It did it with the XM Plus and the XSRM. It'll arm sometimes it won't arm. It's weird. DFF4, yes. Have you ever had that problem? I was told because an inverted or non-inverted signal, does that sound even close to being right? So this bleeding enough, Germ?
No. Clement says, does that slide over the CF plate?
Okay, so you want that one that's the plate slides through and then you bolt the plate back on. Is that what we're talking about?
I told you, update the RX.
So that's something else I'll have to look up. Don't you plug that into like your transmitter for doing that? See, yep, he said that's nice and bloody.
And Adam said, yep, on what you were talking about.
Okay, so
Night,
yeah,
Kenny.
if you want the one that slides through, that ain't no problem. I can get you that one. With CF chicken fingers. Yeah. Night, Kenny. I check out your channel, bro. I know you went to the motel, so you got something good put up on there. Some good edit.
It's already up there.
Already up there?
I
I gotta go watch it.
I haven't watched it yet.
Be good, bro. Might be some issue. Okay, Mike. Appreciate your input on that, but I know you before said you ran these boards, so one's in Crystalsburg, and I'm not sure if it's an F4 or F3, the one she has. I think it's an F4, to be honest with you. It didn't do that on this one. I could probably plug it in now. It'll arm motor. As soon as I put the props onto it, take it outside, nothing. And this is just a reverb that I had threw together with some parts laying around. So it's okay if it flies and okay if it don't, I guess. But I'd like to get it going. Run 3 of the...
How long has it been, Reaper, since that surgery, babe?
You're still in so much pain, bro, because you ain't ripped your quad in a long time. It's got ripped the balls off of it. You're going to feel so much better. No, I'm joking. I wish that was something that made you feel a lot better.
Right, Ed? If you can't be good, don't get caught.
Exactly. Okay,
Back in
so
November.
nerve damage, dang. He said, that's the truth. Oh, dude, don't say that, because the way doctors been going nowadays. Shit, I left my micro inside of him. Yeah, I always thought your Ghost flew pretty good. Reverb parts, yeah. We have a whole bag of those damn things. We could just break this shit for days. Chuck hooked us up on a whole bag of shit.
No, Chuck hooked Rusty up.
Well, without me, Russell would not help us.
But Rusty can't build, so.
Here it is. Look, Chuck talking about there's the strap. That's what I kept finding. Yeah, look at this, guys. Can you say reverb? Burbs. There's tons of reverb parts in there.
The hell is Pernopple?
Chuck said they're in terrible shape, but they seem to be in good shape to me. Huh?
What the hell is Pernopple?
Got purple. Got that purple. Hey, Chris, get it on. Mike. I told you, Mike, look. Oh, let me go this way. I don't even fly none of those Hubsons. He said,
They're mine and John's.
here you go, Mike. I told Crystal, I said, Mike wants to trade a quad for that Hubson.
Get your balls off. That's mine.
Tell her, Bird, man, you trade that for that Hubson.
Nope, not happening. I already have a Hubson. Not happening.
See, there's the board she's got in hers. It's same beta board, but I just don't know if it's F4 or F3.
Tell him, guys. Tell MD that he needs to donate some props to me. Look at this. This is what he's making me fly with. This one's missing.
There's nothing wrong with that, guys, is it?
But yet he just got new props.
Oh, I broke them already.
What? You're vicious.
Look at the newbie iron on that bird. Yeah, yeah. Actually, I didn't. That was built by Pat Hornsberger. Ryan could tell you his YouTube name.
No, Reaper, we know you haven't given up on the hobby, but life happens.
Right, exactly. Shit happens, man. You feel it or you don't feel it. We know you're still there. We know we push you enough. We'll see a video. Put Chucky's little whoopie on the rack. I have to do this because if not, I freaking leave everything lay all over the bench, and I have no room. You still see everything still laying all over the bench. I actually don't even fly this much. I want to fly this more. Excuse me, 4-inch Jape Laura. So I took it to the park yesterday, and I was showing some kids over there. They were real interested in it, and I now got a leg missing off here. Well, the standoff, whatever. I took it off because it was rubbing the clip on the bottom, and the motor was spinning kind of different. Listen to these motors. They really make crazy noise when you fire them up too. But the kids at the park were really having fun, so I let them put my goggles on them. And then Alvin, while you're here real quick, bro, I didn't see if you messaged back. So you got a session, right? Because I'm gonna start your green. I got one more print to do on the orange, and I'm gonna put the green onto there, and then get you a bunch of wizard pots. You make that money. Who's making money? Does that quad smell like Puda? Yeah, yeah. There's the Puda. John right here. I can't even point to him, I'm retarded. So this one, we have a motor coming because it smoked the motor. This is the Puda. Putting it all up in the Puda. It is
cooking dinner is making me hungry.
It is a Stinger, a Stingy V1 clone. He actually did, Stingy did sign this, and I did remove his signature off of it once we found out it was a clone. So just trying to show you respect there, Stingy. Figured you wouldn't want your name on something that was not real. I like the frame. I would like, probably eventually one day just get the X hover frame. So I really like the way it works. This guy has like different, the harmonics that go through this frame is weird.
You know what it is, Reaper? These guys are all used to hitting little gaps, not the big humongous things. So when they go after the big ass humongous things, they just, oops. Then it's, how the hell did you miss that? I don't know.
Man, I love to get down your way and rip that barn. I do. Ask Crystal every time I'm riding around the back roads, I'm looking.
He is. He's always looking for a barn.
She's like, what you looking for? I said, if I find a Bando barn,
I'm going to bang on the door. And I know that's BS because I know who's going to bang on that door.
Yeah, because by the time, because then no one answers, I can go ahead and rip the barn and be out of there.
No, I know what it is. You know how some of these farmers are. They don't like strangers anyway, so they're going to answer the door with a gun in the hand.
That thing ate Chuck's wizard. Of course, his wizard was, from what I heard when he got there, barely turning props. He done broke the top plate. I know, bro. Nothing like the old Bando barn. You're damn right on that. I promise you, I'd probably break shit on going through there. I like small gaps, Bob says. Hell yeah. Software.
Oh hell! All I can think about when you said that is the conversation that Chuck and Rusty had in Rehoboth.
TBS Agent is a software for TBS stuff. I honestly, that's the first I heard of it. I don't even use it for anything, to be honest with you. So it's like just like the configurator for it or something. I guess if you want to tune, like Mars is saying, tune it or whatnot. I would be lost with it, honestly. I basically use, well, I don't use all-in-one boards. I use a lot, but I don't know like anything I would use on, to be honest with you, Vampire. I have the Power Cube, and you basically do that through Betaflight. KISS is just too expensive. Not the V1 stuff, it's not. I want to know the ESCs are. Chuck hooked me up with actually another KISS V1 flight controller and V1 ESCs, I think it is. So my KISS rig, you see me running, it's running BO Heli 32 ESCs on it. They are X quadrant. So I haven't really felt the full KISS effect yet. Yeah, you want to see the kissies? You want me to kiss it? I got rid of it, Chuck. This thing does, let me tell you, being the unibody frame is about the only thing I probably don't like this frame for, but this frame flies really, really nice. But one hard crash and that arm breaks, it's pretty much over with, and they don't have they don't have no more to frames. They're sold out of these ones. So, but this has got the KISS V1 flight controller, X quadrant, BO Heli ESCs, and just from what I've seen, just the flight controller, it actually flies pretty damn good, pretty smooth. My latest video, I'm on this bird right here. Y'all see all that smooth, and it comes down into that, what Chuck's favorite thing is called, a tree fucking. The Kraken, John? The closest I'm going to show you on that, because I never did build it, is this guy here, the Dark Max, because this is what I was going to do with it, but we'll call it the Kraken, because I did rebuild it. So I did use their original motors, but now there's ESCs on the arms. They're SpeedX 30 or 35s. It has a, I'm wanting to say an F3 flight controller in this actually, and it still flies great. But this is what the Kraken frame was going to be. But I still have it over there. The bottom plate, it's busted like right here. It's cracked right in between here. So it wouldn't be, I'd be stupid to actually try to bolt motors on and build something out of that. But this thing, man, it's lightweight, other than being a bottom mount. But like I said, I don't see nothing different as far as top and bottoms. And for kind of hitting gates and whatnot, you want to get that rollover and hopefully land back up right. I know it is cool. Where's that?
Where's the skid snow?
I love it. I call that skid snow. It's a skid snow. This guy is going to eventually get a Mamba in it. Right now it has a flight controller that's okay in it, but here's a skid snow. Got those zings on it, those 2450s.
Chuck, how dare you leave John?
This was a session mount that I started printing, right? And the top started, or no, I know what happened. It broke loose off of the bed. I still use it, so I set my session mount in there, and then I'll put a strap over top of it. Some people say it looks like a dolphin.
Watermelon props.
And I just strap over it. And no, these are, well, these are watermelon props, but these are V1s. I bought 2 packs of the the V3s. I have to say I don't like them. I'm getting away from HQ just because they're a faster prop and I'm more of the slow guy. I rode that little short bus when I went to school, so I like the slower thing. No, I feel more control with different props. I really do. I've tested it. And it's been so true so far. So, and as you see, look, that'll stay always in there. Yeah, it kind of pushes down in there. But that's my Skitsno. My Skitsno over. What? Should I sleep in there?
I knew you were going to say that. It's fucking crock bed.
It's a big ass crock bed. I'll sleep up in there.
For those of you who have pups,
Get them a crock. Come on, do it just for MD.
who's licking windows?
Plum, any other time, I'd probably say you might be feeling bad. But dude, I have been running them on my I'm gonna have to turn around and look. I think the quad box. Yes, I've been running those on my quad box. And I cannot complain. Well, it's got a boo-boo. Let's bend it back. There you go. Yeah, I've been running them Cyclones, 5046s, I think. And I was just like, and here's where I'm at, because you guys know in the cold, are you with me? In the cold, that these things break real easy. Like they just look at trees and just. So that's why I didn't really give them a chance. And this one's all bent up.
I gotta see this.
What?
They also have it for a cat, so that means Akbar can sleep in it.
Oh, dude, if the bunny can sleep in it, we're definitely getting a huge crop. 5047s. Look at me. I'm going to crack up if this dude's on point. That means he knows his props. Nope, 5046C. Close, though. Very close. Now, this frame, mouth is dry as hell for no reason. This frame here is nice, but I had the straps in those little pockets that it has, and when I hit it, ripped them off. But I've bashed the crap out of this frame, and this is the unibody also, and it's really, really been good to me. So I don't like it. I hate this quad, but it flies good. Here's that mount plum too in orange. So that's what it'll look like. Just look at it like this, basically. And anytime I say I like the frame or like the bird, then it breaks. So I don't like this one, but it flies good. Because I rebuilt the dead hawk.
No, we're not.
And then I ripped the SMA connector off of it. So I got to put another antenna on it. But other than that, this thing's back up and running. Now this thing, I have been doing some tuning on. I liked it when I got it. Thought Emax did a really great job on it. But then it comes to the point where I started trying to run it through race gates and do freestyle at the same time. So I kind of found a happy medium in between there. I think around 510 on the rates is perfect for it. And it's still smooth, so there's plenty of punch power to get over a tree and all that. Put electrical tape in the slot. Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. Well, I have to get a top plate for that now, but it still works for the battery. But what I'm thinking is, on there is when I pulled the strap tight, you know, because they were so thin of pieces, I think it didn't cut the strap. It just broke the carbon when I hit it, kind of like wham, and then broke both of the little channels or valleys, whatever you put your straps through. Oh, you're good, bro. You did 50. 50,
Well, John asked if you
149.
had a 3-inch, and Clement said his whole life.
And here is what I didn't do on my last one. You see this? You can see under that cap there, you see the zip tie? Well, MD thought that when Emax built this and put that on there, like, what they do that for? I know why they did that now. I have an ESC to show why they did that. Because when your battery's like this, and then you go in and open up these prongs and make it to where it's real tight to push in, like me, make sure you put a metal buckle on your battery. Because when you go bang into a tree, it'll bust that plastic buckle, and you already know what's happening from there. And the good thing is, I didn't chuck it. You guys are going to know what I mean in a minute. So Chuck, every time apparently he's been, well, his one did it at the college. He hit so hard it knocked the negative off the board or something, and it come over and touched the positive. I actually solder my capacitor, not due to stopping that, because now I think it's like a preventive thing. But now it kind of, my capacitor held the wires apart. You get what I mean? So the positive, negative, and then the cap like this, right? So it didn't allow the wires to do this once I ripped it off, which I didn't even realize. But after, what happened to Chuck, it was like, oh, you know what? Damn, mine could have caught fire, and it didn't due to that reason. So Chuck, put that cap on the wires, bro. Yeah, that's the drawback of the 3-inch, I guess. Did you see they came out with a 4S boot now? Plum, I do some. If I kind of build it and I'm like, I'm gonna put a capacitor on it, it seems like the ones I try to put the capacitors on, I'll have the worst footage off of them. So then I'm like, screw it, do it the old way. I wire it up the old way, the way I normally will without the capacitor, and it works fine. I don't know what that would be. I'm using either a 450 or 1000.
We all know he's backwards anyway.
One time I did just say hell with it, and I had another capacitor, and I stuck it right on top and soldered it together, so it had 2 caps on it. That cleaned it up really good. Dude, I love that footage.
You know that crack bed is $385.
What?
Yeah. Acro is not getting a crack bed.
No, guys, don't get your crock beds. They're $385. Are they kidding me? Wow. Andre the Giant's freaking crock cost that much?
No, they're all for small dogs.
Oh yeah, the SQ12 does look big on the 3-inch. I have one right here. One right here. This thing right here, dude. Yeah, look at camera angle. What? This little thing right here, I'll be all over you guys in 5 inches. This little thing is mean. Fast, quick, agile, burns batteries pretty freaking fast. This little thing also has some real clicky motors. Well, you all know the Brother Hobby motors. That motor's like, you turn it like, whoa, something's wrong with your motor, bro. Nothing.
Talking about motors, did you see where Vampire said that he had to replace a blaster motor, and with the warranty it was only $3?
Yes, that's the black and the yellow ones, I think.
Why don't your motors have warranties?
Thomas Curtis, welcome, welcome, welcome. Looks too mean for you? Oh, it's a pretty little thing. His name is Jeff. This is on is it called the RC Builders page? There's a place where people build drones and all, and they post what it is. It is called Jeff the 3-inch Destroyer. And you can look up everything on this guy down to exactly what it costs to build it. Thanks to Quantum FPV. I tried reaching out to him and let him know I still had Jeff. Jeff turned 1 year old last month on the 26th. I know you guys are probably thinking he's retarded. I found it online, the dude that built it, so I kept it the same name. This is the 3-inch Floss Tooth Fairy, which if you look, it looks just like my 5-inch Floss. And that's what I thought was real cool. And that's what Ryan thought was cool. So when he got it back from Jake, he's like, well, I'm gonna send it to you because it was just like the Floss. Floss is filthy. I still have the camera down from when we were flying up at the college. Chuck will tell you that last place we flew to college. Ooh, doggy. You need to pull your camera angle down. Being like this was not working in that area. Same old tornado motors. Yes, Mike. The ones you give Jim. Because normally I'm like this with my floss. Like, I'm so high up with the camera angle, I see this part in my camera. Which I want to take that camera off and probably get a mini in there. Chuck give me some sensors, so I'll be able to, I got some lenses already, I'll be able to do that. And get that mini, and that mini will push it out and get it out, get the lens out here, and then I'll be able to give it a nice tilt. Either that or just take the screws out of this, or go into Thingiverse. Well, now you got that piece back here on the battery. So I could go into Thingiverse and mod this, or I say Thingiverse, into the slicing program and mod this and have it set back further. And then maybe get it out and give me my view of my camera. Because this, I can crank this angle up and run this bad boy. Like, I can point up to the sky and just, I love this frame. Newfound Drone Productions, Bill in the house. Welcome, brother. No one wants to see Chris's antenna. I do have them. I am an alien nerd. I usually do wash my drones. Actually, I love it. I washed them one day. Rinse them off and set them in the dish drainer. Oh, Josh, like, he did not just wash that drone and put it in the dish drainer. But yeah, I wash them. And you'll see this guy's kind of ugly right now, but we'll get him shining again, have him presentable. You know, another thing, this right here, guys, beware of this. And I'll tell you, because you might not even reckon or realize this. Let me grab one of the straps. I use these straps here a lot, the RD2s. The only basically reason is because I like the metal buckles on them. That, and every time you buy something, they give you a strap for free, and always pick the biggest one. But that being said, when you're going through, let me put it through the right side. Be careful, because I'm the kind of guy that plugs in my battery now before I will strap the battery into the drone. I just had that many fires, and I'm not trying to replicate one of those again. So be careful doing this. That buckle, I like to have my buckle laying down here, so when I strap over, you know what I mean? That will touch, and that shit will smoke your drone. Take some silicone or RTV silicone, like you put on your car gasket or something, and just put over that. I mean, who cares what it looks like? That way you protect it. You want to see my antenna I have on my 3-inch? Well, John, I'm not sure if I can show my 3-inch or has an antenna, but I'll try. Which one, John? You want the RF or the FPV? This is for my FPV. Now, you guys, well, you can see it right there. Because you automatically know you get that down behind that camera angle, that's a no-no. Because you won't get no signal behind it. But the camera angle you can see on this guy, so I'm like this. I still have but it's still blocking because it's this way. RF antennas, put them on your arms like that would be your best bet. And I put mine way out there, and Chuck has given me a suggestion just to make a little bit like that and leave most of it in your frame, which I think is a great idea because I am smashing and knocking these off a lot. But the FPV, yeah, just like this. And this has got an MMCX connector. Right here, it just pops in. So I would like to solder this right to the board, to be honest with you. Normally what I like to do in here, because when, let me show you guys if you see this. So with that, you can see the prop. But when I'm moving, you can see it goes over and it touches. So I will get an occasional click when I do a roll or whatever. But other than that, it's good to go. That's exactly what I do too, Chuck. I'll make sure I'll buckle on the other side. But I'm saying just in case you You forget that. Because I throw my strap on a lot of times. My strap on, y'all picked up on that, didn't you? And that's what I'll do. I'll make sure I put the buckle on this side. But it's just something to think about. Something that maybe you guys don't think about. Something that can stop you from burning your quad up. Chuck, I just have no luck with that guy. I tried. He burned another quad. 2 quads in 1 week. I know when that second one burned up, bro, your heart just hit your belly. Because let's face it, we all joke around, be like, oh, that shit is crazy. But even if it happens to you, you're like, it's all good. It really hurts your pockets, especially his. He's got a lot of money in his kiss rigs. That B2. I know, Plum, you and Mike's quads, bro. Holy cow. Like, y'all been some four-wheeling. Josh's too. If, I don't know if the... I think I wiped this guy down a little bit. Yeah, you can still see. So this is from Nubapalooza. The green all over it. Not the session mount. It got really, really, really dirty. A lot of my quads got dirty that week. The quad box is just filthy too. This guy here took a beating. And I've flown this the other day when I got back. You see the grass is growing. Look at that. This looks like one of them night train rigs. You usually don't see my rigs looking like that. They're usually sexy. Like your car, you know. Keep the car nice and clean. Not me. Not no more. My OCD hasn't kicked in yet, and I haven't washed all my quads, so that's a good thing. See, you never thought about your strap being near there, right? And that metal buckle, dude. You know you'd kick your own ass if your buckle touched that and smoked your drone. You'd be like, God dang it. That's why I said little tips and tricks that I pick up when I'm out there. And I'm just like conscientious about always stuff like that, thinking ahead, kind of a pre-maintenance kind of guy. That's why I wash my quads. Keep them clean. Everything be fine. They still don't. The clean ones still act the same way the dirty ones. The dirty ones act like the clean ones. But, yep. And you know, I have come to the conclusion about the backwards props, I think. Okay, so the backwards props won't throw stuff in your camera, but your stack eats all of it. But I think maybe, as long as you're conformal coated, I think the stack eating it would probably be better than your camera. Because I want to do the challenge that Josh thrown out there. If you guys don't know, the NoobTube channel, we have a challenge, grass cutting. We want to see you down low and cut that grass. And the one, I believe, whichever one cuts it, stays in it or something. Josh said he wants to see people on the ground cutting it. I have a couple of them with reverse props that I will try. My one that's down right now, my Puda, I call it the Stinger. Instead of the Stingy V1, it's the Stinger. Because, you know, they've represented it as a Stingy and then he stung you, you know. But that's got reverse props. And actually my Meteor Space One I just showed you has reverse props. So I'm going to do it with reverse props because I love getting down and cutting the grass. Sure, John, angle, horizon, whatever you fly, bro, cut it. He is raping his whole rigs, Vampire with success. This guy is a beast. He doesn't care. He goes into a tree. Before, when like my last video, you saw me slap the top of that tree. Dude, YouTube took and put that as a thumbnail. That was so epic. I saw that thumbnail, was like, what the hell? I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't understand what the hell that is. Looked like you took some acid or something. it took it when I hit the tree though. Woo! It got that moment of that blur, and that's what it used as it. Tim, welcome, brother. Layden Scientist UFO in the house. Cut it any way you want to cut it. I'm also we'll also put another challenge out there, you guys. This is just for me getting you guys to do it. Hit your McDonald's and power loop the arch. Do it. I say do it while they're open, but I think we'll probably make that while they're closed, because our McDonald's here is packed all the time. I'm not scared to have the police confrontation, but I am a little bit nervous of bouncing my quad on someone's vehicle or smacking someone in a parking lot. I'd rather hit the concrete or asphalt and just shatter to pieces. But Helicopter did it with a whoop, and he power looped the McDonald's arch. I say we have much more advantages and power with these guys. Well, I'm holding the 3-inch. Let's say the 5-inch. I want to do it with the 5-inch. 3 inches, that's too easy. So you know how the arch goes, right? I haven't really looked at one of the signs and paid much attention to it, but it looks wide. I'm thinking it'd be cool to come over the arch and just turn your motors off and slide down the arch. That would be cool, right? Like a dive off the arch. You just dive to the ground. I'd suggest turn your motors back on before you get. And the secret to that, let me help you out on that too. What's that? So we all know the gravy flick, right? So how the gravy flick works for you is okay. First of all, you're flying, right? So you're already armed. So Matt had created this trick. So disarm. I guess you just more or less disarm and let fall a little bit and then rearm. But here's where most people go wrong. Right, they're flying. They disarm. They're like, damn it! It won't come back on. Come on, right? That's because you didn't lower your stick all the way down. Your stick all the way down, props come right back on. That's just like a kind of reminder. If you do a dive and cut your motors, always remember to have your stick down. I've done this. I've come past myself like that and go to rearm and like, oh shit, my stick was up a little bit. So I haven't done the gravy flip, just I don't want to break shit. But I've done it in a way and tried it and okay, that's what does it. So that's what I learned, to make sure your stick is all the way down. Exactly. And that's another good thing. Crystal doesn't have a pre-arm on her bird yet. I'm going to go in and set it up on her Fly Sky, right? So another thing, if you guys don't have a pre-arm, I'm telling you, this is, I know a lot of you are saying, I don't need a pre-arm, but listen to me on this for a minute. I come in one day, I had my transmitter in my hand, still have my transmitter on. I have my fingers down like this. I was holding the drone like this. Totally my fault for not unplugging the quad. Come in, I set my transmitter down on my couch. My pillow went like this. It started beating my fingers to pieces. I was telling Joe Ford that, and Joe said, man, let me help you out with that. So here's what I do now when I arm. Pre-arm and then arm. Just like that, okay?
It was funny though. We were out in the field and Chris noticed that I don't have the pre-arm. So he was down doing something with the quad.
Yes, John.
And he's like, don't touch
That's when you see her like
transmitter.
this.
And I was literally like this. Rusty snapped a picture. I'm hands up, and it's like, I'm not touching anything.
So what I get her to do, and I'll give you guys a little tip. Leave your transmitter, leave the throttle up a little bit when you disarm, or before you arm or whatever. Just go like that, whatever. Because if you accidentally hit that, Mike just said it in here, Betaflight has a safety feature where it will not allow the bird to arm with throttle input. So it helps you out a little bit. Yeah, this double arm mic, I could never get with that. That's what POS did that was here. And he'd always sit there, he'd be like,
that drives me crazy.
I'm like, it's like, arm, disarm, arm, disarm, arm, disarm, arm, disarm. I'm like, how do you expect it to work that fast? When I was telling him, I was like, bro, they mean so. And then arms, right? He's like, it's like you're cutting it on off. You can even see the prop go, like it was going to start and cut off. But so I like this little guy here. And also on your buzzer, I kind of like this. So when you're looking for your fly, you just and everyone that flies with me will tell you I have annoying ass quads. I will plug my bird in before my transmitter will be on or whatever.
All his crap beep.
Beep, 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 beep. They're like, shut that thing the hell up, please. I do it because of the field, because of the area I fly in. So use the temp switch. Yes, for the buzzer, right? So you just exactly. I know Chuck uses the freaking sliders. That's freaking crazy. Not crazy, just different. But also like the fact that he has all the switches off too. Chuck, and I'm going to print your ass some freaking TPU plugs to plug in them holes too. Your transmitter just, it needs plugs in there, trust me. I know you think air needs to go in there, but it doesn't. John said I need a buzzer. It's well worth it, brother. And you can buy a bag of those for.
It's annoying as all get out.
Either the Firefly you can spend a couple bucks on, or I just use the little cheap round ones.
Very true, Vampire. Very true. Chuck it is just different in Chuck.
All together.
But I love my Chuck it.
Exactly, Mike. That's exactly why I get Crystal to lift that throttle, because I've learned every time I go to power on my Fly Sky, boop, or it does that or whatever for you to lower the stick. I'm like, gotcha. That's like I was thinking. If you don't like that i6 radio, you might be able to fly better with the this guy.
No. You are not switching me up all over the place already.
It's not switching up. This transmitter might be better for your hands because your hands are smaller. It's just a little dusty. It's been down in the corner.
A little dusty?
Hold it, Monsoon. Thing. It's almost like a
No, that was the one that felt funny.
You don't like that?
Nope. Sorry.
Bob knows what this is. The Turnigy. Actually works very well too. Very, very well. This is more or less for the gamers. Two on all quads. Plum's like, that shit is not failing on the one buzzer, damn it. My 6-inch has the lost and found buzzer. I have another one too, Chuck actually gave me. I got a hardwired onto. That thing sounds like a duck when I plug it in. And then when you unplug the quad, I always forget about it. I'll be sitting there getting another quad ready. Beep! I'm like, oh God, that thing will deafen you. It is the
between the beeps, the buzzers, and Amber, it's enough to drive
you. It's not the Wi-Fi or Firefly one. It's I can't think of the name at the moment. Yes, Firefly is really good buzzers. He's an understatement, man. Yes, exactly, Vampire. That's another thing I'll do. So I'll run the D-Shot buzzer, but don't just turn that on. Or you know, it does that. Dun, 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 dun. Most people, they're like, I tried that, man, and it burned out my ESCs. That's because you can't leave it on and just like dun, 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 and go find the drone. So what I do is where I think it's in the area, dun, 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 and I'll turn it back off, and I'll just do it till I get over. And you'll hear that in my camera at times.
So the one I gave you is a Firefly V1.
Okay, the V1. I used a Firefly V2 on Richards. Chameleon, I think it was. Yes, the Chameleon.
Oh.
No AT close, right. Exactly. Don't just turn it on and leave it, because you will mess up your motor. But yeah, for sure. But yeah, this transmitter's nice. I like it. I'll always keep a Fly Sky transmitter. So I got this one, and I have the I have another i6. I give Crystal the i6X, so I have the i6. Or no, what was it? You got the i6, whatever the newest one was. I got the i6X or the or i6. I don't remember the name of them. It's been a while since I went to the Tyrannus. I still love the Fly Sky though. I love the way it feels and all that.
I still worry every time I go.
You
roll when I move back in.
Well, guys, it's 9:02. I'm gonna end this. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Hope you learned something. I've learned a little bit, as
Or at
always.
least had a few laughs.
Plum, I get that print for you. I actually print you 2 of them. That way you have a spare one, because when it gets cold, that stuff kind of will mess up on you. RC Crazy, what's up? Another long day, 11 hours. Woo! Making that green now. You ain't used the V1s. I got one. Like I said, I'm gonna use soldering onto it. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you hanging out. Eric, I'm sorry we're running out. Been on since 7, so. But I understand. Make that money, man. Work comes first in the family. So appreciate you guys' time, and we will catch you on Wednesday at this chick's place.
Happy Wednesday!
And there's no hump day this week, so next week will be the hump day.
And I will definitely
FPV
be there
New
for you all this week.
Or fly safe, exactly, brother. I always fly hard, but safe. I hit Chuck in the arm, so I guess I'm not safe. You too. Hey, Plum, I'll let me know what you think it'll cost for shipping on that frame, and I'll get Crystal to drop that in your PayPal for you. Appreciate you again on that. I'll get those prints out to you. Alvin, I have to message you. I don't think you ever heard me on that session, or I had misread it again. Never looked
Alvin
at
said
it.
he was doing dinner.
Okay, Alvin's always doing dinner, and he's got to do dishes after dinner. So. But I'll get it up for you. Thank you, guys. I appreciate your time again.
Bye, guys.
And we'll catch you on the next one.
Love y'all.